Evening election edition of The Factor. If Donald Trump wins Pennsylvania, hey, he might be president of the United States. Right now, the Harper poll has a tie in a Keystone state, but all in, polls have Hillary Clinton up by an average of 2.4% in the Commonwealth. Joining us now from Philadelphia, Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Now, for people who don't know their geography, Delaware is a lot of it, a suburb of Philadelphia, because it's a lot easier to live in Philadelphia than it is in some portions of Pennsylvania. So you know the turf, and I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Governor Hickenlooper. Why is it so close in Pennsylvania? It's historically, a Democratic-leaning state.
Well, Bill, Pennsylvania hasn't voted for a Republican candidate for president since 1988, and I don't think it's going to end up being close on Tuesday. I think what we're going to see on Election Day here is that the investment that the Clinton campaign has made in the ground game, the focus that they've brought to their campaign in planning and preparing for Election Day, is going to ultimately produce a very strong turnout across the state of Pennsylvania.
If that's true,
and a win for Secretary Clinton.
If that's true, if minorities go out in Philadelphia in great numbers, rivaling Barack Obama, I think you're right. But you have to cede that it is a battleground state, Pennsylvania. I mean, Trump's got an event in Scranton where I started at Channel 16 up at WNEP TV. He's got an event there. It's been all over the state. Trump and Pence have been Pennsylvania. 2.4 is within the margin of error. So again, I'm going to ask you, what is it that's driving the Trump vote in the Keystone State?
Well, it was interesting to me to see Melania Trump here last week because there's real nervousness in the Trump campaign that they've lost the Republican women of the suburbs, the 4 collar counties that are the suburbs of Philadelphia, where Republicans typically come out in pretty high numbers. Melania was here in the state of Pennsylvania trying to connect with voters after a number of polls, a number of surveys showed that Donald Trump's offensive comments about women, his tape suggesting that he engaged in not just sexual harassment, but actual assault and was bragging about it, was really hurting him. He was down by quite a bit weeks ago, and I do think that that's produced some real momentum for Clinton across this state.
But it hasn't, again, shown in the polls. So, I mean, and I don't like the assault business because I think that is a word that has to be adjudicated in a court of law. But let's say that you're right. Let's say that women in Pennsylvania were initially put off, or still are put off, by Mr. Trump's lifestyle and his use of vernacular. Isn't it true that Hillary Clinton's problems with the FBI, with the foundation, countered that to some extent? Because if what you're saying were true, then he'd be behind by 10 points in Pennsylvania. I mean, Trump would be losing by 10, and he's not. It's a statistical tie. So I'm seeing a balance here. I'm saying, like, a lot of Pennsylvanians not really knowing what to do. They go this way, they go that way. Now, you say you think this shifted back to Hillary Clinton. You got any data to back that up?
Well, what's striking to me, Bill, is that the most expensive Senate race in the whole country is Pat Toomey against Katie McGinty. There's been, I think, $130 million spent on that. We've also seen an absolute avalanche of ads by both the Clinton and Trump campaigns. The Clinton campaign ads predominantly featured Donald Trump himself saying outrageous or offensive or unsettling things, whereas the most Trump ads that we've seen recently have been rooted in falsehoods. Just today, FBI Director Comey cleared Secretary Clinton again of any issue related to these emails. And most of the attack ads that we've been seeing recently from Donald Trump suggest that there is some
but they've been negative ads,
conspiracy and that she's about to be charged with some crime, which is clearly not true.
She's not going to be charged with a crime in the foreseeable future, that's for sure. But they're both negative ads, right? Clinton ads are negative toward Trump. Trump ads are negative toward Clinton, rather than saying, vote for me because I'm a good guy. And by the way, the Toomey-McGinty race, another fascinating race. It's a tie.
Right. Very tough, very close race.
It's a tie. I mean, it's Morning Call's got it Toomey up by 1. Gravis has got McGinty up by 2. Those are the latest numbers that came in. So, I really think that people are conflicted in Pennsylvania. It's going to be fascinating to see it. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I think what we're going to see here tomorrow night is a terrific, positive get-out-the-vote rally. As I think you know, Joe Biden, my predecessor in the Senate, native of Scranton, Pennsylvania, is one of the most effective campaigners and closers in American history. And I suspect we're going to see history repeat on Tuesday, where Pennsylvania will once again go Democrat, and that means there will not be a path to victory.
But you know what?
for Donald Trump.
If you see Biden, I want Biden and Trump. They were going to like not duke it out, weren't they? Those two guys. That'd be good. I mean, if we could have that on Monday night, I'll carry that live. You know, a little of this. All right, Senator, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bernie Goldberg on deck. Will he make a prediction? We'll find out when we come back.